In today's video, I'm going to show you why buying a home right now in this economy is a financial catastrophe for most people. Stay tuned. What's going on, my YouTube friends? This is Jerry Abbott, your #1 real estate resource here in beautiful Las Vegas. Hey guys, a couple of real quick things before we dive into the video. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn the cold hard facts about the U.S. economy, the U.S. real estate market, and specifically the Las Vegas real estate market, then definitely subscribe to the channel down below. Number two, if you happen to like the content in today's video, make sure to press that thumbs up like button, guys. That would really help the channel out. And number three, if you are thinking about relocating to beautiful Las Vegas, whether it's next month or next year, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. I know every inch of this city. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. Let's dive into the video. So we all know the story by now. Everything in this economy is crazy expensive. The only thing that doesn't seem to be going up is people's incomes. And when it comes to buying a home, things have gotten worse. Home prices are closing in on record highs again, while mortgage rates are rising. In fact, mortgage rates now are closing in at 8% for most people. Now, I want you guys to watch this short video clip coming up, and then I'm going to come back on the other side and comment on it.
Not only are mortgage rates higher, but the prices of homes not coming down, still near a record high. You've got the median price now for an existing home in this country, nearly $400,000, putting it out of reach for so many folks, especially those first-time home buyers. So here's how it breaks down. If you were to buy a $400,000 home at today's mortgage rate, your monthly payment would be about $2,700. If you had bought that same home 3 years ago, before the Fed started hiking interest rates and rates were about 3%, your monthly payment would have been about $1,000 cheaper at about $1,700. That's a real savings for folks.
Now, here's the thing. The average home buyer right now is not getting a mortgage rate in the low 7% range. Take a look at that graphic right next to me. The average home buyer with a solid credit score in the low 700s is really at about 8%, which means the numbers are actually even higher than what was shown in that previous graphic. All right, so now I want to show you guys a short but very interesting whiteboard video graphic that I saw the other day, illustrating just how unaffordable it is right now for the average person to buy a home. Let's check that out right now.
$100,000 of household income, pre-tax income, equates to $2,333 a month. So here's what that gets you. With a 7% interest rate, you can get a home for $306,461. With a 5% interest rate, $361,347. With a 3% interest rate, $430,488. So listen, I told you that this was shocking because with a 7% interest rates, even with a $100,000 household income, a new home buyer still cannot afford the average home in America.
All right, so I took a screenshot of the previous video graphic that I just showed you guys because I want to show you how truly unaffordable it is right now for the average person to own a home. Now, let's start with this full breakdown here, starting at the top and then working our way down. So you can see at the top, $100,000 household income. Now, the average household income in the U.S. right now is only $75,000. This is assuming $100,000, which again is assuming a higher level than what the average is. Now, if we take a look at the second line right here, it says your pre-tax income budget is $2,333 a month. That means you should be spending no more than about $2,300 a month for your mortgage payment. And then the following line right here, the third line right here in parentheses says $8,333 pre-tax monthly income divided by 28% gives you that $2,300 a month figure. So here's the breakdown. On $100,000, you're going to be making a gross income of about $8,333 a month. When you divide that by 28%, 28% is the normal figure that they give you because, again, that should be the threshold percentage point as to how much you're paying for a monthly mortgage payment, and that gives you the $2,333 a month max number. Now, just so you guys know, that 28% number is actually quite low. A lot of mortgage companies are financing people at a much higher percentage of their income, more like 33% or 35% or even 40%, because people just don't make enough income to qualify, so you have to use a higher percentage of your income, which means your mortgage payment is going to be even higher. Now, let's take a look down here at the very bottom here where it says, with a 7% interest rate, you can only afford a $306,000 home on a $100,000 household income. Now, if we take a look at these two numbers down here, the 5% number, 361, and then the 3% number at 430, we might as well just put a red X right through both of those because nobody is getting a 3% or a 5% interest rate at this point. So let's just highlight this line right here where it says, with a 7% interest rate, $306,000. This presents a couple of very big problems. Number one, the average home borrower right now is not getting a 7% interest rate. They're getting closer to an 8% interest rate. And most homes in America, right there, that $306,000 number, homes in America do not cost $306,000. The average price is at least $100,000 higher than that. And here's another problem. If we go to the top here, we're also assuming a $100,000 household income. That's $25,000 above the average household income right now, which again stands at $75,000. So you can see where there's so many problems here. Even a $100,000 household income at a 7% interest rate, which nobody is getting right now, can only afford a $300,000 home, which in the United States does not exist because, again, the average home price is over $400,000. That's why there's a massive affordability issue right now, because people simply cannot afford the average price home when you look at these kind of numbers. Now, just to drill down a little more specifically to where I'm located, home prices here continue to climb to near record levels because of such strong demand. Take a look at this short video clip.
Las Vegas Realtors has its newest report out, and it shows those prices are still rising. The median price of an existing single-family home in Southern Nevada in March, $465,000. That's up 9.4% from last March. Local condo and townhome prices averaged $282,000, up 8.7% from last year. However, despite the prices going up, overall sales are down nearly 12% for homes and nearly 2% for condos.
Now, Las Vegas homes for sale continue to be in high demand for many reasons, and many of the homeowners and especially investors are trying to get outrageously high prices for their homes that make no sense at all, and I want to show you a few of those examples coming up. All right, so now I'm on the popular real estate website Zillow that most of you guys are familiar with, and I wanted to show you a few examples of homes for sale here in the Las Vegas area, just to show you a lot of overpricing, in my opinion, that's happening from homeowners and especially investors trying to get outrageous prices for these homes. I want to start in a little bit of a higher price point category, starting with this one, and then I'm going to work down closer to the average price point. So let's take a look on the left side of the screen here. You can see this home is currently listed at $1,079,000, but just above it in that small red text, it says price cut $20,000 right at the end of April. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,446 square foot home. Now, this home has been fully renovated, and even though this says Henderson, Nevada is the adjacent city to Las Vegas. It's only about 10 or 15 minutes away. But more importantly, I want to show you the price history down below to show you the kind of price point that this home was originally sold for and now what the seller is trying to get for it. Let's take a look at that right now. All right, so let's look at the price history of this particular home down here in the blue highlight. Down on the bottom left there, it says 2/9/2024. So about 3 months ago, this home was sold, you can see on the right side of the blue highlight, for $730,000. If we look just above it, this date says 4/5/2024. So just about 2 months later, they listed this home for sale for $1.1 million. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is an example, in my opinion, of an investor that bought the home for $730,000. Let's say they put $100,000 of renovation into it. They did a nice renovation job, but now they're trying to sell it for $1.1 million and make a very hefty profit. They've not been able to find a buyer because just above that, they've now reduced the home slightly, only $20,000 to $1,079,000. But here's the thing, guys. This is what I mean. This is the craziness that's happening in the real estate market. You have these investors that are coming in, they're buying it for a reasonable price and then trying to sell it for a very unreasonable price because they're trying to make a killer profit on their renovation flip. That's what I'm talking about. If you're a prospective buyer, especially in a place like Las Vegas, where there's a lot of investors, you have to do your due diligence and not just bid on a home just because an investor is trying to make a huge profit on it. All right, so let's take a look at this second example of a home for sale here in the Las Vegas area. You can see over on the left side of the screen that this home is currently listed at $856,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,991 square foot home. But more importantly, I want to show you the stunning price history of this particular home that's happened over the last few months. Let's take a look at that right now. All right, so let's look at the absurd price history of this particular home. Take a look at the blue highlight down here in the bottom left side of the screen there. The date says 3/11/2024, so that's about 2 months ago. This home sold for $533,000. If we look at the date just above it, it says 4/27/2024. And if we go over to the right side there, you can see the price. The current list price is $856,000. That's over a $320,000 increase in just the last 6 weeks. Now, here's the likely scenario. An investor, again, probably came in, bought the home at that price point. Maybe they put $120,000 in renovation cost into the home, and now they're trying to sell the home for $850,000, which means they're probably trying to get close to a $200,000 profit on this particular home. This is what you have to be careful of, guys, if you're a buyer. There's a lot of investors out there that are trying to make these fast, big profits on flipping properties. And as you're about to see in the next graphic, I'm going to show you how expensive this home is right now on this street compared to the rest of the homes, which again proves that the true value is really not accurate at this kind of a price point. Let's look at that right now. All right, so I took a screenshot of the aerial view of this particular community to show you the surrounding homes and how much of a lower estimated value the homes are that are surrounding it compared to this price point. So let's take a look down here in the bottom left, right there where I'm highlighting this. That price point is $856,000. But let's look at some of the price points and the estimated values of the surrounding homes. So if we look down here in the bottom left, I'm just going to go through these homes. 630, 589, then you got 856, which stands out like a sore thumb. Then you've got 634, 673, 606, 556, and then 613. Now just above it on the other side here, the prices are even lower. 564, 488, 526, 493, 570, 508, and 553. So these surrounding homes are anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 lower than what this likely investor is trying to get for this particular home. And this is a massive red flag, guys, because there's an old real estate expression where you're never ever supposed to buy the most expensive home in a neighborhood. And this particular community is showing that this home is massively overvalued compared to the surrounding homes. All right, so let's take a look at this third and final example of a home for sale here in the Las Vegas area. You can see on the left side of the screen that this home is currently listed at $549,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,349 square foot home. But again, more importantly, I want to show you the price history down below and show you the series of price reductions that have now been happening with this home because they couldn't find a buyer at the original price. And I want to show you that price reduction right now. Take a look at the bottom of the screen here in that blue highlight. Down in the bottom left there, it says 11/16/2023. So about 6 months ago exactly, this home was listed for sale for about $610,000. They were not able to find a buyer because, again, it was overpriced to begin with. So they reduced the price down to $599, and then they dropped it all the way to $549. They had a contingent sale, but then that obviously fell apart. So they've left the price at $549,000. Now, here's the thing. If we go up here and we look at the estimated market value from Zillow, you can see right up here in the upper left, right where I'm moving the arrow, they have the estimated market value at $534. So it seems like they're still about $15,000 above where the estimated market value is right now. Now, again, Zillow sometimes gets the estimates wrong and sometimes they get it right. I looked at the numbers on this particular home and that's pretty accurate. So again, this home originally at $610 is now down to probably a realistic estimated market value, a true market value of about $535. So again, that's a $75,000, $80,000 price reduction that's ultimately going to probably happen for this particular home until it finally sells. So again, if you were patient and you did not buy this home 6 months ago at $610, this home is likely going to fall down to probably the $530 range before it finally sells. So again, guys, there's a reason why I'm showing you these overpriced examples of homes for sale here in the Las Vegas area. When homes are priced right, especially here in Las Vegas, they sell fairly quickly, but there's still a lot of overpricing going on, especially with investors and even homeowners that are trying to get maximum value. But again, it's not true value. You have to do your due diligence. And more importantly, in my opinion, if you exercise patience, especially as we go through the rest of this year, after the election, in my opinion, with a weakening job market and very high interest rates, these home prices are going to continue to go down, especially when we get into the new year. So if the economy feels like a forest fire, then the real estate market is a tire fire that never seems to go out. But there could be some cold water that gets thrown on the economy and the real estate market after this election year, because with a weakening job market, record high credit card debt, and very high mortgage rates, that is a perfect recipe for us to fall into a recession. Time will tell. So before we end today's video, I just want to give a shout out to my favorite comment from last week's video, and that goes to Andrew. Now I'm going to put Andrew's comments up here on screen, which are really pretty shocking. Let's take a look at that right now. So Andrew says, I make about $160K, wife makes about $60K. We live in Scottsdale, Arizona with our in-laws. We are just saving and waiting it out. Never thought I'd see making this much and still not being able to afford a quality home in Arizona without spending $700 to $800K in this market. So that's really pretty stunning, because Andrew and his wife make a combined income of about $220,000 per year. And even though they live in a wealthy community like Scottsdale, Arizona, just outside of the Phoenix area, it just goes to show you how much income it takes to comfortably afford a home. He still has to spend about $750,000 on a home in that particular area, and it's still not comfortable, even with a $220,000 combined income. So I definitely want to hear from you guys. Drop me a comment down below. I read and respond to all of my comments. You don't have to tell me what your income is, but let me know if your income is doing okay, but yet you still struggle with massive affordability issues, whether it's college tuition, home prices, car prices. Definitely let me know what's still troubling you from an inflationary standpoint. And my favorite comment from this week's video, I'm going to give a direct on-screen shout out to in next week's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I also hope you appreciate my transparency. You know that I'm always going to keep it 100% real on this channel regarding the economy and the real estate market. So again, guys, like I've been reiterating in a lot of my previous videos, we all know this entire economy is crazy expensive, whether it's home prices, car prices, food prices. We are living in unprecedented times. So again, if you don't have to buy especially high ticket items right now, like a home, don't do it. I think lower prices are coming after the election. Now that's going to probably take into 2025, but if you can be patient, that's the best option in my opinion. I know everybody's circumstances are different. Some people can be patient and wait things out. Other people are looking to buy a home right now. If you are thinking about buying a home right now, especially here in the Las Vegas area, I've got your back. I'm a local real estate agent here. I know every inch of this city. I've lived here for nearly 20 years. When that time is right for you, definitely reach out to me. Just call, text, or email me anytime, and I'll help you find that perfect dream home. I'll see you guys in the next video.